What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another very exciting video. In this video, we are going to be talking about Alibaba and their most recent earnings announcement that came out last Thursday, because they came in with some very exciting numbers across the board. So what we are going to do in this video is we are going to take a look at those numbers and why I think analysts could be wrong about what is going to happen over the next year and how that could potentially affect the price of Alibaba stock. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. Let's start off by taking a look at the stock chart. We could see on Friday that the stock moved down over 3.5%. If we look at the last 5 days into earnings, the stock was trading up slightly into the $95 range, and then we saw a huge spike up where the stock moved up over 6%, peaking out over $100. However, over the next day or so, the stock traded all the way back down into the $95 range. In total, the stock has had a rough last couple of years, and we could see that it is trading up 2% from where it IPO'd almost a decade ago, and it reached at one point all-time highs of over $300. On Thursday, August 10th, Alibaba reported their earnings, and they came in with beats for EPS and revenue. Keep in mind, both of these numbers are in Chinese yen, but they reported 17.37. That was a 20.1% surprise compared to what analysts were expecting, and revenue came in at 234.16 billion, which came in at a 4% surprise compared to analysts' expectations. In terms of US dollars, 17.37 Chinese yen is the equivalent of $2.40 in EPS. The numbers came in very strong across the board. We saw revenue increasing 14% year over year and adjusted EBITDA increasing 32% year over year. Alibaba also announced that they repurchased $3.1 billion worth of ADSs this quarter. As discussed earlier, non-GAAP diluted earnings per ADS came in at 17.37 Chinese yen, which is equivalent to $2.40 in USD, which is an increase of 48% year over year. Alibaba also saw its free cash flow increase in a massive way. They saw a jump of 76% year over year. And most of Alibaba's businesses saw tremendous growth as well. Taobao and Tmall Group saw their revenue increase by 12% year over year. The revenue from their international commerce retail also surged by 60% year over year. And their logistics business saw 34% growth for its revenue year over year. The one sector that didn't see very amazing growth was their cloud business, which only reported revenue growth of 4%. And we have discussed this issue before on the channel. China, in terms of its technology, is lagging behind the US. They still haven't developed a lot of the cloud business, and there aren't as many applications within China. But as they develop more technology and really start rolling it out to more of the population, I see this business growing at a much faster pace. One of the things that I find most attractive about Alibaba is its valuation. Right now, it's currently sitting at a forward P ratio of 10.81. And what could be very interesting is the fact that Alibaba came in with a 20% beat on their EPS numbers. And currently, there are 32 analysts covering this stock on Yahoo Finance, and they have an average EPS estimate for 2024 of $8.59, a low estimate of $7.14, and a high estimate of $10.60. For 2025, they have an average estimate of $9.60, a low estimate of $7.38, and a high estimate of $13.35. But what's most interesting to me is the fact that analysts are consistently wrong about the numbers that Alibaba is putting up in terms of their EPS. We could see back in September of 2022, they missed by 11%. In December, they missed by 18%. Back in March, they missed by 13.6%. And then here, they missed by almost 20%. So I've done a couple things here. Here we have the earnings projected for 2024. So again, an average estimate of $8.59, a low estimate of $7.14, and a high estimate of $10.60. And these are the corresponding PE ratios that we could see. So 11.24, 13.52, and 9.11. If we take the average estimate and we assume that Alibaba should reasonably be trading at a forward P ratio of 18, we get a potential price target of $153.27. However, if we assume that analysts are off by around 20% on their EPS projections over the next year, we can see that these numbers increase dramatically. So what we are doing here is we are just taking the average estimate, the low estimate, and the high estimate and multiplying each one by 1.2. So with that, we would get an average PE ratio of 9.37, a low PE ratio of 11.27, and a high PE ratio of 7.59. And if we take the the average PE ratio here and do the same calculation with a potential PE ratio of 18, we come out to a price target of $183.93. And overall, Alibaba seems to be trending in the right direction. We did see their EPS numbers dip all the way down here where their trailing 12-month EPS was under $1, but now we've started to see them increase these numbers and they're back up above $4 at this point. I think over the next couple of quarters, we could start seeing those numbers get back into the $8 range, which would be a very positive thing for the stock moving forward. So keep in mind, I do own shares of Alibaba. I do like the company for the long term. I think this is a very good trend that we have seen over the last year with them coming in with solid beats on EPS numbers. And I think as long as they continue to grow their EPS numbers and grow their free cash flow, the investors will start to come back to the stock. We've seen the delisting concerns go away. The Chinese economy was in trouble around a year ago. They've started to get back on track and see GDP growth. I think all of those are going to be positive things for Alibaba moving forward. Keep in mind, do not buy a company just because some random guy on YouTube talked about it. Make sure you are doing your own research and looking into companies that meet your risk tolerance as well as your time horizon. So with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.